Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 37th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about functions with variable length arguments in Python. Right, so there may be situations in which, while defining a function, you're not sure about the number of arguments that will be passed to the function, right, through the function call statement. So in those cases it makes sense to have some kind of a method through which you can instruct Python that your function is going to receive any number of arguments, and you're not sure about the number, but you want Python to deal with as many arguments that are passed to the function, right? So let's see an example of this to understand how we can get this done. So I'm going to create a function and I'm going to call this variable, and as an argument to it, as I said, I don't know the number. So if suppose I knew that this function was going to receive 3 arguments, I would have typed a comma b comma c, or var1 var2 var3. But since I'm not sure about the number, I'm just going to type in an asterisk symbol, and this is important. This is a part of the syntax of getting variable arguments for your function. So I'll type in asterisk first, and then I could type in any name, and actually all the inputs that are passed to a function that receives variable arguments are stored in a tuple. So I'm going to call this my tuple, right? And I'll put in a colon, get inside, and then I'm going to use the for loop to iterate over the arguments that are passed, and I'm going to display each of them. So I'll need a dummy variable for my for loop, so I'm going to call that var, and then I'll type in the in keyword, and then I'm simply going to type in the name of the tuple that holds the content, so that in this case will be my tuple, and I'll put in a colon to get inside the body of for loop, and then I'll simply use the print statement to display each item, right? And then I'll get outside the for loop, type in the return statement here, get outside the function, and let's say I just want to call this function with one argument, right? So I'll type in 10 here, I'll save the file, and I'll run it, and there we go, I see 10. Now if I call this function, I don't have to go back to the script to call it. Firstly, if I call this function with multiple arguments, let's say 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40 comma 50, so I'm calling it with 5 arguments now, and still I see that all the 5 arguments are being displayed, right? And I can call it with the with string inputs as well. So let's say I want to call it with the hello as one argument, and the second argument could be world. When I press the enter key, I see hello and world. So this thing is useful in situations, as I said, when you don't know the number of arguments that you're going to receive. So for instance, on your website you have some space where the users are going to enter their names, and you're not sure whether users are going to enter just their first names, or their first name as well as the last name. So in that case, you're not sure about the arguments that you're going to receive, so you could use variable length arguments there and get your job. So anyway, I hope you guys like this tutorial, and you may subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video, in which we'll discuss something interesting about Python again, and thank you so much for watching this one, and take care.